Hello, good evening. It's lovely to be here. Beautiful city, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And I'm loving all the colours. I'm glad I got my colourful suit out, even though it does look like pyjamas. Do you know pyjamas? Yeah, it's the same. I don't know. People have different words for pyjamas. Sorry? Oh, thank you. I'm Hannah Silva. I'm going to be sometimes reading, sometimes performing from my latest book, which is called My Child, the Algorithm. It's about my life, experiences of being a queer single parent, and love. And I wrote it in conversation with my child and with an algorithm. And by algorithm, I mean a predecessor of ChatGPT, which I'm going to assume is ringing some bells. Yeah. So I started writing it before anyone had heard of ChatGPT, it wasn't ChatGPT at the time I was working with it. And the models that I worked with, they're called large language models, they were made available by grassroots researchers, so this was not OpenAI. I started writing it, and then suddenly ChatGPT hit the headlines and it became something. So I would just like to reassure you that the algorithm in this book is much more fun and weirder and poetic and surreal. It's not like the ones that you can play with online at the moment. I would quite like writers to get involved in making these things and make them a bit more poetic and a bit more fun. So in the book, everything that's written by the algorithm is in italics. When I perform, I've been developing my algorithm voice. It goes a bit like this. I don't know how to do it. How do you do it? It's a bit like that. Sometimes I might mess up and do my voice when I should be doing algorithm voice, but I think you'll be all right. Oh, I tell you what, I'm also going to try and do. I'll do some reverb for the algorithm. So that might help. The algorithm and the toddler are unreliable narrators, but may have a more reliable approach to love than the one found in love poems and love songs and romantic films, which cannot be trusted because they are written by writers. I know that writers cannot be trusted in love because I am one and I have loved one. I don't know how to do it. How do you do it? I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure how to do it. Writers cannot be trusted in love, and writers cannot be trusted in writing. Beware memoirs, says Abdulrazak Gurnah, who also says, language is the antagonist. The algorithm is language. The algorithm is the antagonist. I'm wrestling with it and it screams at me. It doesn't let me choose where to go. Sometimes it hits me and playing with it is fun. Although I say I am writing this book with a machine learning algorithm and a toddler, in fact, I think that because I'm the one organising the material, I'm the writer of this book, and the algorithm will not be getting any royalties. The toddler, however, will be eating, wearing, and playing with any royalties. The algorithm died, put on a suit, cut up its body, and said, goodbye. I can access a simple version of the algorithm online. I connect to the Wi-Fi using the password hipster cafes are like really cool, boring libraries, and pull up a web page. It consists of 2 boxes. One where you type in your statements or questions, and one underneath that displays the algorithm's response. I tell the algorithm, I want to think about love, and queer parenting, and bodies, and failure, all right? The toddler has taken to adding all right to the end of his statements. Hit mummy, all right? I hit generate, which is a euphemism for write, or vice versa. And then I sit back against the walls of this Hackney cafe. After a few seconds, the algorithm responds. What is love? Is it an emotion? Is it an action. How does it work? How do we feel? What do we do? I'd suggest that you find out how to answer these questions. This is not just about writing. It is about real life. The answers are in your life. All right? So that's how the algorithm tricked me into writing about my life. The algorithm writes a poem. After saying to a man who was observing me, I am madly in love. I turned to a young girl who was standing next to him, turned and said to her, I am madly in love. Let's say the algorithm is in love. The algorithm turns to a man who is observing and tells him they are madly in love. I am madly in love. And then the algorithm turns to a young girl and repeats the phrase, I am unsure who or what the algorithm is madly in love with, but it isn't the young girl, and it isn't the man standing beside her. I am madly in love. I am madly in love. I like the phrase madly in love. I think it's important to stress that being in love is something we do madly, not guilty by reason of temporary insanity. The algorithm stresses this by repeating the phrase and by breaking the line between I am and madly in love. Just before it falls, the algorithm tries to exert itself as a self. I am, it professes. But then the line breaks, the algorithm falls, and the next line begins madly, just like love. And I like that the repetition of being madly in love is directed at the young girl. The girl is not observing in the way the man is observing. The girl is a witness to the madness of love, so that the lover knows their madness is real. I am madly in love. But is madness ever real? I am madly in love. I've been reading the philosopher Hélène Cixous, who says that when we are in love, we deposit a part of ourselves in the other, trusting them with it, yet giving them the power to run off with it. If they do that, we will have lost a part of ourselves forever. I am madly in love. What was given can never be taken back, Cixous says. When we love, we are already half dead. We have deposited our life in the hands that hold our death. And this is what is worth the trouble of love. This is when we feel our life. Otherwise, we do not feel it. I give this quote to the algorithm, and it responds, no matter how we communicate, most of the time, we are in our own world. But sometimes we have no choice but to get to know the other person, find out more about them, and let them have a piece of our heart. I tell the algorithm that I do not want to let anyone into my life and let them have a piece of my heart. The algorithm insists, in fact, we must let them have a piece of our heart. Whether it is heart surgery or a breast, it will have to stay with them. Sometimes the algorithm gets stuck and it repeats a phrase or a series of lines for pages and pages. It's like the toddler getting stuck on a thought, or trying to understand, or trying to be understood, or trying to make something real. Fail to save the world as it ought to be. But there is a but. Fail to save the world as it ought to be. To save the world as it ought to be. There is a but. But fail to save the world to be. But there is a but. Fail to save the world. To save the world. There is a but. Fail to the world. Fail the world as it ought to be. Be the world. Fail to save the world. To save the be the world as it ought to be. But there is a but. There is a but. There is a but. These repetitions happen when the algorithm stumbles and fails. And yet it's the repetitions that elicit the most human response in me. And by human response, I mean emotional response. And by emotional, I mean love. My lockdown ex wanted to save the world as it ought to be. I liked the idea of an activist girlfriend. She's very political, I told my therapist. She kept enrolling on online courses. I was resentful because I had a baby. But there is a but. It wasn't her baby, so I couldn't ask her not to take the courses. We have failed to save the world as it ought to be. I am glad there is a but. My therapist once said that when I dipped my head, she had the impulse to reach to the screen and stroke it, like she would a 9-month-old. She held me through my laptop screen with something like love, while my baby fed from me and I cried. For a long time, I could only cry when she was there. 2 of the things I've forgotten how to do since having a child: sleep and cry on my own. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. And I will be. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on, and I will be fine. And I will. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. I can go on my own, and I will be fine. The only thing more mad than falling in love is having children. Having children is more falling in love than falling in love. Having children is the biggest madness and the biggest love. There is no guide to that love, although many people write them. I once owned one, but I forgot to consult it until my baby was 9 months old. And that was the age at which the world went into lockdown and nobody had any guides. I can go on my own, and I will be fine, gets stuck in my head. At least it's not baby shark do 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 do. I have to play baby shark do 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 every morning so that the toddler lets me strap him into the buggy. The toddler has learned about a mummy and a daddy do 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 before he has learned about 2 separate mummies do 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 do. But there is a but. It is a pain. I will give him the tools to live with. It is a pain. But there is a but. It is not a pain I had to learn to live with. It is a pain I have to teach my son to live with. It is a pain I am queering. Algorithm said. It is a pain I am queering. The algorithm says, in order to find out what falling in love feels like, I should ask someone I've been attracted to how they felt. It's the same way the experience of being in love with someone can make you feel. My lockdown ex doesn't want to see me or talk to me, so I can't ask her how she felt. I miss her grumpiness. I miss her moods. I miss her silliness in the shower and how she embarrassed me, even though there was no one else there. Why was I so embarrassed? Was there another version of me watching? Did I turn to that other self as if she were a witness? Did I turn to her and ask, am I madly in love? Did I turn to that second self and ask, how can I be madly in love with this woman when I get so embarrassed by her silly shower dancing? Okay, right, now I'm going to go into performance mode. I mean, more performance mode. How do you it? 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 How do you do 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 it? I don't know how to do it. How to do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? that you can do it. How do you do it? 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 I'm not sure if I can do it. You need to know that you can do it. How do you do it? I'm not sure if I can do it. You need to know that you can do it, that you can do it. How do you I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I can do it. I asked the algorithm why my mind keeps snagging on my lockdown ex. It's about her relationship with her mother. It's about her relationship with her best friend. It's about her relationship with her father. It's about her relationship with her cat. It's about her relationship with her failure. I wonder if it's not loss that's making me miss my lockdown ex, but loneliness. A friend of my lockdown ex tells me that she's with someone now, someone who adores her. I feel guilty for not adoring her. I feel like she didn't allow me to adore her. I often wonder what it feels like to be in love. I often wonder what it feels like to be in love. I often I don't know if I often wonder what it feels like to be in love, but I'm wondering it now, because the algorithm repeats the phrase, I often wonder what it feels like to be in love, and repeats the phrase, I often wonder what it feels like to be in love, until I've forgotten what it feels like to be in love. And I've forgotten if I ever knew. Being in love is like being sick. When you're in it, you can't imagine it ending. When you're not in it, you can't imagine it at all. Am I in love with her? But what is love? Her being in love with me excites and interests and flatters. But what is this love? Virginia Woolf writes in her diary. I often wonder what it feels like to be in love. I wonder what it feels like to be in love. I often what it feels like to be in love. I often wonder it feels like to be in love. I often wonder what it feels like to be in love. I often wonder what it's like to be in love. I often wonder what it feels to be in love. I often wonder what it feels like to be loved. I often wonder what it feels like to be in thinking about sex. I'm 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 still thinking about my ex. I'm still thinking about my ex. I'm still thinking about my ex. I'm still thinking about Here is what I plan to do. To drink this memory, like a glass of water, or a cup of tea. Love is the ability to make a cup of tea for someone who is always trying to run away from their own past. She got her heart broken, her friend told me. Do we really have such power over each other's bodies? It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. My friend says there must be something else going on. It's not normal to miss somebody so much. It must be about something else. She asks me what it is I'm holding on to that I'm not willing to give to anyone else. You feel the sun on your face, the grass under your feet, the breeze in your hair. You hear the chatter of children, the rumbling of a train, the music of birds. And perhaps there is a lover, or more than one, who steps up to you. There is a simple answer. My child. It's him I am holding on to, and am unwilling to give to anyone else. I used my lockdown ex's name, but I wasn't able to use any endearments. No, darling, baby, sweetie, or my love. I said, show me where you are. I wanted to say, show me where you are, my darling. I haven't used them for anyone other than my child since he was born. He is my... He is my darling, my love, my baby, my sweetie, my scoundrel, my rascal. He is my lemon drop, my sausage, my sugar, my buttercup. He is my cutie, my peanut, my goose. He is my pumpkin, my angel, my puppet, my apple of my eye, my heart, my lungs, my gallbladder, my tongue, my thigh, my toe, my veins, my lymphatic system, my eyeball, my breasts, my belly button. I like the picture. I like the skin to skin kind of picture. When I was with my lockdown ex, I might not have let go and fallen, but I was still hopeful, still romantic, still willing to imagine a dream house. I hadn't had a chance to catch my breath and question everything. We planned our dream house, the large kitchen, the second child, the dog. We danced around my tiny kitchen, dreaming of it all. And then she looked at me and realised that I meant it. I believed in it. But it's just a dream, she said. Just a dream some of us had. And I didn't understand. Other people have it. Why can't we have it? Why can't I have it? You are falling in love with her, but you don't yet know it. You don't actually feel like you are falling in love with her at the moment. I'm saying dream house and thinking about Carmen Maria Machado, who takes this capitalist ideal and queers it. Fantasy is, I think, the defining feature of female queerness, she writes. And she conjures, chapter by chapter, a dream house, a queer house to think in, to get lost in, to demolish from the inside. The dream house can turn on you. It can take all of that fantasy and call it other names. There are secret doors in the dream house, and they lead to dark cellars where you fall and get hurt. And there are whisperings in your ear, telling you that the floor will never be under your feet again. Everything you want starts to brick you up from the inside. The ventilation of the dream house gets choked. You're choking, you're being choked. But still, you try to keep on loving. You love harder, as if you can love her out of everything, as if love is sustained by the ghost of its first dream. When the house turns out to have been made of straw, and is huffed and puffed and blown down, and so are you, you mourn. I didn't just mourn her as if she'd died. I mourned myself also. The her, and also the me that we had created. I mourned the dream person I thought she saw, and the dream person I thought she was. I don't want it anymore. I can barely remember the feeling of wanting it. I've deconstructed my dreams, but I must be holding on to something. Some last fragment of a dream stone from a dream future. I don't think of you as poetry. I think of you as art. After my friend said that my missing of my lockdown ex must be about something else, I had a vivid dream in which I was angry at her, the ex, and I kissed her, and then I felt guilty about it, and then I realised that I didn't want her, and I was angry at her again. That's not love, I told her. Saying that I will never find anyone who loves my child as much as you do, and then totally disappearing from his life. That's not love. That's not loving. It was so clear in the dream, which is funny, as dreams aren't clear. But it took a dream to clear the rubble of my dream house with my lockdown ex. Since that dream, I've stopped missing her. My insomnia is bad this week. I tried to have a nap just now, and I was awake for ages, but then I suddenly fell asleep, and the falling asleep jolted me awake. Falling in love is also a kind of falling that wakes you up, makes you feel your own aliveness. I stopped myself from falling asleep, and I stopped myself from falling in love. The word love, pronounced backwards, sounds like fool. Love. Fool. However, the verb to fool can be used for other events as well. The algorithm repeats each example. The algorithm is taunting me with so many examples of sleep. I fell asleep on the train. I fell asleep on the train. I fell asleep in bed. I fell asleep in bed. I fell asleep in the park. I fell asleep in the park. I fell asleep at the party. I fell asleep at the party. I fell asleep on a bench. I fell asleep on a bench. I fell asleep in my mother's bed. I fell asleep in my mother's bed. I fell asleep in the bath. I fell asleep in the bath. I fell asleep in the bath and fell out. I fell asleep in the bath and fell out. You need to know that you can do it. How do you? I'm not sure if I can. You need to know that you can. How do you? Am I in love with her? But what is? Love. But what is? How do you do it? You need to know. Love is the ability to make cup of tea for someone. Always running. The algorithm taunts me. Always running, taunts me. Sleep. How do you? You need to know, sweet baby, buttercup, my love. How do you? Not sure if I can. Love. How do you? You need to know that you can. Her being in love with me excites and interests. How do you? I'm thinking about sex. I'm thinking about how do you do it? You need to know that you can do it. How do you? Not sure if I can to do it. How do you do it? You need to know that you can. How do you? The algorithm taunts me. You need to know that you can do it. Know that you can do it. How do you? Love is the ability. Love. Fool. I don't know. You need love is the ability to make a cup of heartbroken. It's your fault. Broken. Do we really have power? Algorithm have power. Taunts me. Power. It's your fault. But what is algorithm? But what is taunts? Love. But how do you? No, I'm sure if I can. Do it. My child. Simple answer. How do you? Sure if I can. Do it. Just a little bit more aware. Just
just a little bit more alive, just a little bit more lovely, just a little bit more real.
Hannah, you... Can you do more? Yeah. Do you want more? Yeah, definitely. Let's do more.
Sorry, I made too much of an ending just then. Yeah, I don't know. I was asked to do more, so I can do more, but I can stop. I've actually got one that we could do together. Yeah, in a minute. Yeah, are you up for that? I've never done this before. I've never done it with people before. It'd be really fun. Cool. Where's my list? Oh yeah. All right, this one's quite fun. We don't have to do this one together, although we could do if you wanted to. But if you want to join in, do. But you can do it quietly if you want. Sorry, that's this, which I need. So this one is entirely written by the algorithm, and it's called "We're Really Fucking It Up, Aren't We?" Very, very sad person. Huh. You know what? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah. We're really fucking it up, aren't we? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? Yeah. We're really fucking it up, aren't we? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah. We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? Yeah? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? Aren't we? No? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? That is fucking it up, isn't it? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah. Huh? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah. We're really fucking it up, aren't we? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? Yeah, that's really fucking it up, yeah. Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Huh? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? That is really fucking it up, isn't it? Yeah, we're really fucking it up, aren't we? We're really fucking it up, aren't we? Right. Threesome chapter. Yeah? Why not? This is what you normally get at the Big Book Festival. Yeah? Okay. In Sex Without Love, the poet Sharon Olds compares those who can have sex without love to long-distance runners, striving only for their own pleasure, a body running against its own best time. She exalts the way they can come to the still waters without loving the one who came there with them, and her poem stutters its coming, repeats, as if the poem itself is panting, breathless, come to the. What if I fell off the road, off my bicycle, into my life. I have had sex without love, and I have had sex with love. And I have had that dream sex madness where in the moment you want whatever they want forever. Yes, I'll adopt 3 children with you and build a house in the woods. Moments later, you look at them and remember you don't know who they are. Being alone is impossible. I realise there's a whole other side to sex. There's double what I thought there was to this. I can be turned on in ways I never imagined. I can feel what the other feels. And I realise that sex is as much in the imagination as love is. Queer is finding a way to come to the still waters and to come alone. I will be turned on if you are turned on. I will be happy if you are happy. You must be happy, so I am happy. If you are unhappy, I am unhappy. We look in the mirror and we see a reflection or a double or an echo or unhappiness. The dark noise that sighs in the place where mirrors are. And the desire that sighs where the reflective surfaces are. And the desire that sighs where the mirrors are. Once, I could only be happy when my partner was happy, and when she was unhappy, I was unhappy, and she could not conceal her unhappiness in order to protect my happiness, but perhaps by attempting to conceal her unhappiness, she got unbearably thirsty and I drowned. Do you want to be happy? Or do you want to be in love? Neither. I'm just horny. I open the apps and swipe away a large number of profiles. I take myself very seriously. I am not emotionally available or willing to be vulnerable. No idea if this is relevant to Polish dating apps. But you have to trust me, it is to British ones. No need to invest in me. I'm not on the market or a catch or the whole package. I don't have good vibes only. My child and I are not a package deal, and he is not baggage. I don't want a life partner or a big love or a forever person or the one. I cannot promise no drama. I'm a dramatist. I'm not the real deal, and I do not know who I am or what I want. But I do know that I don't want to tangle myself into another person until I don't know what is me and what is them. I don't want to be wrapped up so completely that I look at a head, a hand, a limb, and don't know which of us it belongs to, because it doesn't matter. It belongs to us both, mine or yours, hers or hers. It's especially seductive to confuse pronouns and body parts, when the pronouns and the body parts are the same, but different. I don't want to be in a relationship that I use like a door that's been off its hinges for years. There is no other way. 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 Being a poet is easier than being a person. I think my ex said or wrote that somewhere. I once found that being a partner was easier than being a person. Being a partner, like being a poet, can consume the person until all you have are looping lines, breaks, words, phrases, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. When the toddler was just starting to talk, he would wake upset in the night and in a sweet, small voice say, me, 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 me. She felt strange, almost old. I learned to be me again by practicing having feelings every day and looking out of my window at night, watching the lights in the flats opposite, reading books that permitted me to think, my joints aching as I became a part of my replacement sofa, and letting the aloneness in my chest expand until it misted up the glass sliding doors, revealing all the words I'd traced onto them the night before. You don't have to fail at being a lesbian. You just have to fail at being a lesbian that likes to try on tight leather pants. After saying to a child who was observing me, I am not madly in love, I turned to an algorithm standing beside him, turned and said to it, am I turning towards nothing? I'm leaving in a body that is in this world like a train of hollow people. I turn away from couple form love by swiping right on a couple who have already confused their body parts and have couple formed, and are sound with dating me as I am, sound with me going home afterwards, sound with me rarely having time to meet, sound with me rarely messaging, sound with me failing to be a lesbian that likes to try on tight leather pants, although they mention they think I'd look good in tweed. The furniture was old and used. There was a bath in the corner and a radio. They have a poster of Stevie Nicks on their wall. We eat vegan food and they play I Wanna Be Your Girlfriend by Girl in Red to me. They can't believe no one played it to me before. They have an unusually large sofa in their living room, a threesome sofa. The one I feel most pull towards, because she has hungry eyes like an addict, tells me to give her more tongue. She conducts my kissing. Then she hides in her mouth somewhere, so that for a moment I am kissing a void. For a moment I touch that void inside her. Is sex without orgasm a failure? The other one is much easier to kiss but less dangerous. She does an almost imperceptible internal hop beforehand, like an upbeat from a conductor. She conducts herself. Her partner conducts others. I felt nothing. I didn't want to look at what they were doing to the woman with no trousers. I find the threesome quite natural, relaxing, like a leisure activity with plenty of pauses for chatting. There are intense moments, but generally it's just very nice. They are fascinated by how my body has changed since childbirth. My arms are stronger, I tell them. One ties me into strange knots with a rope and I don't know what to do. I stand there. She asks if she should untie me again. I came across a corpse, a dead thing, with its arms tied to its sides, making it sway. They often check in with each other. After a moment with me, they kiss each other. I enjoy seeing them together, seeing their care. I am happy if you are happy applied to the three of us in that moment. How does I am happy if you are happy work in polyamory? Does it become compersion, pleasure in another's pleasure? Is jealousy romantic, a way of generating romance? If you can't feel jealousy and compersion at the same time, then you're a psychopathic monster that most people have given up on ever reaching. If you can, then you're either compulsive about being in the best relationship ever, or one of the precious few with an acute awareness of other people's pain and desires. If sex, like writing, is a place that you go, then it's a place that's hard to go to with three people. Perhaps because it's not really a place two people go to together, but it's easier to fool ourselves that it is when there are only two of us. Of course, I'd be lying in both cases. There is romance that comes with two, your eyes locked into each other's, which is also a romantic notion, as it's impossible to look from two eyes into two eyes. We have to dart about from eye to eye. Because this, my darling, is the world of schizo theory. At a third set of eyes, and the suspension of disbelief is lost. We have to choose who to look at, who to kiss. Although I don't want to be so lost again, I miss losing myself in another. In truth, I do not know what our bodies have become. When we are more than two, we know that we are not all going to that same place together. We are assisting each other in our solo journeys. We are the athletes, Sharon Olds describes, not mistaking the lover for their own pleasure. Or perhaps they are the lovers, going to that place together. And I am close to love, but not in it. I do not go there with them, and neither am I observing them. I am a witness to their love, so that they know that they are real. What will I tell my friends? What will I tell my friends about this? It's hard when you are made of steel. Am I turning towards nothing? People who do not exist and never did are not capable of any feelings. Me. Okay, so let's finish with one together. Thank you. Cool. It's quite an easy one. You don't need to learn very many words. You just need to learn one word, actually. So yeah, I'll just do one last one with you guys. And yeah, my book is over there if you fancy getting it. I've also got some CDs of a record that I made some years ago with musicians where I do lots of fun sound stuff. So you can really have that from me for any money that you want to give me, to be honest, because no one buys CDs anymore. Okay, so this one's just got one word over and over and over again. How brave are you feeling? Okay, I would just like, what's breasts in Polish? Okay, brilliant. Can you all shout that after 3? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. Right, so you can do it in Polish, you can do it in English, you can do it in any language you want, but it's got to be the word breasts. So this is another one that was written by the algorithm, not by me, it's not my fault. So I asked the algorithm to write me a short scene depicting a codependent relationship between 2 women in love. By the way, don't peak too soon. There's going to be plenty of time. Save some of your energy. Okay. I asked the algorithm for a short scene depicting a codependent relationship between 2 women in love, and it writes, breasts, 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 breasts. Start by whispering. Breasts, 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 breasts. Breasts, 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 breasts. I need a lot of help. Breasts, 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 breasts. You can do that too. You can do breasts, 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 breasts. Let's have some more Polish. Breasts, breasts, breasts. Breasts, 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 breasts. Help me, help me. Breasts, 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 breasts. And then concludes, all women in love. Thank you guys, thank you, great work.
Thank you, Hannah Silva, and thank you, British Council Poland, for making it possible for the breasts. Give it a go for the breasts. Hannah's book is on the table. If anyone cares to buy one, she'll be happy to sign, I guess. Yeah, is that an oversight? You don't? The algorithm signs. So thank you so much, and hopefully see you tomorrow.